Hello, welcome to Lanmou. This is a general reading for the collective for Saturday, June 1st, 2019. June has arrived. My goodness, we skip spring here where I am in the south. It's full summer, okay? We have temperature in the 90s, upper 90s here. It's one of the warmest May I've ever experienced. Anyways, folks, here we go. We'll pull an oracle card from Work Your Light Oracle deck, and then we'll use the After Tarot for the main reading here for you, okay? Spirit, what message do you have for the collective? Whoa, that is way too much. We're not doing that. And we have some on the floor. Give me a second. And that was the play card, and that's exactly the card we have here. We had that card, I think, yesterday. It shows up as well, and I think it did show up yesterday. Spirit, what message do you have for the collective? What message, guidance do you have for the collective for this Saturday? Message, guidance do you have for the collective for this Saturday? Message, guidance for the collective for this Saturday. Message, guidance do you have for the collective? Message, guidance do you have for the collective? Message, guidance. Okay. Trust the niggle. Wow, that's what's at the bottom of the deck. That's the first time I've pulled that card since I've had this deck here. At the bottom we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Have you answered your deepest calling? Spirit is asking you to ask yourself this question. But what actually pulled up for you though is trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Wow, the synchronicity between those two cards, right? Can you guys see it? Trust the niggle. What is your intuition? What's being hinted at you? What's the thing that's coming? What is your deepest calling? We are really being called here. I feel like to reshuffle this card because I always pre-shuffle, and that's why I kind of shuffle by hands while to just pick up the cards for you guys. But I feel like I need to do a deeper shuffle again. I don't know why they call me to do so. So here we go. So what is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? I've never used that word before. Niggling. N-I-G-G-L-I-N-G. What is that little feeling, that little hint, that little intuitive message, repeated messages that keep coming to you, right? What is that little voice? What is it? What is it trying to tell you? What is your deepest? Have you answered your deepest calling? Okay, so this is how you will understand how to answer this question. The question is, have you answered your deepest calling? And the way for you to get to that, what is my deepest calling? Stop paying attention to the little niggling feeling. Stop paying attention to what is that little niggling feeling telling me. That is amazing. Wow. Spirit, what else can you tell us about our calling here? What is the collective need to know on how to find these answers about what is that niggling feeling trying to tell us? Huh? Here we go. The Four of Pentacles. A little bit more, Spirit. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know for this Saturday? What do we need to know? Oh, okay, we got it. Everything we need. Okay. Perfect. So, here we go. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Empress, and the King of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. So I'm not surprised the Hermit is there, because once you start asking yourself these deep questions, those existential questions as to what's my purpose, what's my deepest calling, why am I here, what do I want to contribute to the world, to humanity, what do I want my legacy to be when I leave this world. Once you start asking these questions, it almost necessitates a little time out from the world. It almost necessitates you to go deep within, to take that little time to journey within and with your guides, right? And that's the Hermit here, to go into solitary mode so you can really hear the answers, to go in full meditation mode, meditative mode, so you can really hear those answers, so you can really hear what this niggling feeling is telling you. You cannot hear in the bustling and hustling and around everybody and just carrying on the routine. You need to switch up the pace in order to hear that. And here we have the first card, that is the Four of Pentacles. It is such an interesting interesting for Pentacles. It's so reminding me of the Death card here, right? We have that skeleton holding that scythe, waiting to whack him over the head. It seems like, but it's as if like that dark habit or dark stuff that's covered the skeleton, almost like that, not even covered, that kind of like not poison, what's the word, that's already it's almost like when a virus has, I can't think of the word, but contaminated. The skeleton is already on the person, right? You're trying to hold on to your pentacles, but what you don't see is like that fear. That fear there is what already contaminates you. Before anything was taken away, before that scythe even touched you, just the fear alone of holding on so tight to what you currently have, to that foundation that you currently have, to that sense of stability, that alone has already contaminated your mind. You're not at peace. Look at his face. He's so worried. He's holding on for dear life, right? But there's a threat. There's a threat here. He feels threatened all the time. So what I feel like you Spirit is getting at, as you start getting deeper and trying to answer the question as to what is your deepest calling, you'll realize that you cannot hold on so tight to what is. You have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to forgo what you've known. Okay, if you want to journey into the deepest part of yourself, to answer the deep existential questions, some questions that will bring you to a higher level of awareness, to a higher level of understanding of who you are and of what is your purpose in life, you're going to have to let go of especially the material stuff, because the Pentacles deals with the 3D world, with the material things, right? With wealth, money, possessions, right? Career, this 3D world thing that we put such value into. Like, you have to really be able to let go, to not feel so threatened about them being taken away, to understand they're just things, right? The sun has just shifted here. So let's see, let's give us a little bit more light. So this is the first step in that journey as you go deep within. And then what do we have? We have the Empress. What do you have to gain? Abundance, total abundance, right? Abundance in love, abundance in health, abundance in your family life, abundance in wealth, just peace and abundance, right? That's what you get to gain here as you start answering that question, as you start following the path that's in alignment with your higher self, right? And especially for those of you that are Taurus or like a Virgo, and I believe this is the sun in Capricorn, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Wands can represent any of those fire signs, really. A Gemini, Cancer. I'm sorry, whoa, that was way left field. So I guess these people are supposed to be mentioned. The ones are those Sagittarius, Aries, and Leos. Wow, I don't know why Gemini and Cancer came through. So for some of you, that's the case here. So it's saying that really is gonna bring you to that higher power of yourself, to your higher self, someone who's passionate, someone who's creative, someone who's deeply spiritual, okay, but also abundant. The first step though is to let go. It's to willing to let go to what you've known, to willing to let go to these material things that you're holding on so tightly. And I believe that you can do it. But your highest calling is something that's gonna bring you, your deepest calling is something that's going to bring you a lot of abundance. But it might require you to be more of a, not so much that you have to be live the solitary life, but it's like for you to get there, you have to go through that journey. And then that journey is going to lead you to further abundance. Spirit didn't answer the question for you, because for each of you it will be different, but it's almost like a pathway here on how to do it, to believe that you can let go of those things that you currently are holding on so tightly to understand abundance is yours, that's your birthright. You can have all the abundance in the world, and to know that you're passionate, you can take the proper action for yourself, and you're creative, and by following your deep spirituality, and that's what's going to bring you to the answer. And I hope this was of value to you, or kind of shed some light into whatever it is, whatever questions that you're asking yourself, or if you've been thinking about those questions, or you're trying to answer those questions here that's being posed to you. What have you answered your deepest calling? Have you answered your deepest calling? That's what I want to leave you with. That's the story here. That's the message Spirit will have for you. Ask yourself, have you answered your deepest calling? What is your deepest calling? Before you could answer it, you have to know what it is. What is your deepest calling? Okay? So I hope this message provide you some kind of useful information. And please come back again for the first half of June readings, and also as the dailies, they're gonna keep on going. I'll be going away on vacation that second week of June, but I will try my best to upload those readings before I go. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.